The Parachutist. Marco hadn't seen Danny looking so happy for ages. It had been 6 months since Sue had walked out, and Danny had hardly smiled since. But tonight in the Bridge public house, Marco didn't have to be a genius to notice that something had changed. Which was lucky for 2 reasons. 1, Danny's moping was really beginning to get on Marco's nerves. And 2, Marco wasn't a genius. "What's up with you?" he said as Danny took a swig of beer. "What do you mean?" Danny was playing coy, but he was desperate to tell someone. "That gormless grin," Marco said. "You won't believe this," Danny started, "but I've met someone, and I think she might be, well, the one." "Cool. What's her name?" "Jenny," Danny said, "and you won't believe how we met." "Try me." "Well, it was New Year's Day, and I was pottering around the house when it seemed to go dark, like there was a shadow falling over the house. Anyway, I nipped outside, half expecting to see a flying saucer hovering over the town, but it was not a flying saucer. It was a parachute." "A parachute?" "A parachute, and somehow it was being drawn to my house like a magnet, closer and closer until it came, until, boom!" Danny slapped the table. The parachutist landed slap bang in the middle of my garden, like it was exactly where she was meant to land. Anyway, she took off her helmet and chute, and boom! There, standing there, was the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful woman, looking all apologetic and a little bit scared. "What did you do?" "Well, what could I do? I stood there speechless, looking at the woman who had the keys to my heart, hoping that she was going to use them. Eventually, the cat gave me back my tongue, and I offered her a cup of tea. We chatted while we were waiting for her team to come and pick her up. I didn't know it was tradition to do a parachute jump on New Year's Day, and she didn't know how she got herself blown so badly off course. Anyway, eventually a man with a van came, she gave me a cheery wave, and I thought that was that. But then, 2 days later, I got an envelope through the door with a card, thanking me for my kindness and suggesting she took me out for a drink to thank me properly for looking after her. That was 2 weeks ago, and we've seen each other every day since." Danny sat back smiling at his friend, who looked a little bemused. "You're right," Marco said eventually. "I don't believe it."